the hardest test we'll get.
Yeah, comfortable. My energy bill for June, half of June into half of July was $2,000, $2,000. So, yeah, I had enough to cover it, but I'm worried about, this year. So, it's not
Hey,
that
Beth,
leave it running. Yeah.
so I'm going to drop off now.
I'll send some pictures.
Okay, thank you. Bye, guys. Stay safe. Bye.
You.
Laura, on the science side of things, actually, she likes the idea of it like longer, it's not like we're a lab or something, right? So, and meanwhile, the kids are in class, she's got like 12 kids in class. So, trying to look at the positive side of this. It's obviously some negative sides to it. But yeah.
Like those who earlier, or maybe going to work later. Because while school is still going on and I'm back at work, I want to get to work.
Yes, that first.
Let me tell you, this kid could sleep until 12 o'clock.
Right. Yeah.
But my older one's fine, she get up, but.
Everybody's different. Some of them are not. Yeah.
I think one assignment, one that I could get her to do, and 3 more. But so many virtual museum visits, artwork, tons of reading, nature hikes. I get like, so I'm gonna homeschool her from my office. I just don't do it. Yep.
But I know, like, when my son was in middle school, when he was 7, he'd be doing nothing. I mean,
Yeah, Aaron did nothing. He graduated, but he,
like, what? That was not, they said you can write 2 to 5 paragraphs.
Hey.
Always
Yeah, Libby's Molly's definitely a minimalist. Well, this is all being recorded.
so well, you can officially call the meeting to order, and then I can tell Bob the Toma cut it. It started at 5:47. All right, and I have another meeting on this call at 7 for Board of Trustees. So you've got to be out of here. All right.
Been here before. You've got a lot of space. I mean, what compared to what I was thinking of?
Yeah, just enough. Everything's pretty packed, but we brought the whole collection. We made it work, and it was great to have these like little nooky kind of classrooms. But like we can't social distance. Really, I mean, there's this space, but because we took away all the tables. But when somebody goes and sits in the large print room, you can't browse. If you're browsing, no one can go in. No one else can go in. Yeah, and we're gonna have to do one way through the aisles. It's gonna be challenging. We're doing curbside. Pick it up on porch. Yeah. we're gonna present, I may move and. Oh.
So what we've done is we've taken the two ordinary plans and made some quick changes. Defined kind of long. But the main file, say, yeah, this is the file for here, is going to be this turquoise sky. And then the center of the main entry and in the cafe have a pattern of the existing tile being reused. This is actually the back side of one of the existing tiles because the front side is much darker because of finish, wear, etc. And what we'd like to propose is that the black porcelain be used as a border around each of the big access. This cafe is going to go around the perimeter. So you'll have a field of the turquoise sky and insets of the original marble that are broken off separated by that that black and euro tile.
So it's actually going to be trick line. It's going to be more.
So you're able to take the existing marble and mill it down to the same thickness as the tile?
No, there's a question, for the middle.
Oh, there is.
There,
Oh, okay. That's why I'm like, how are you dealing with that? Okay.
I was going to be smart and say, just sort of step up in the middle.
Yeah, wise guy.
We're going to paint the edge yellow. So people don't trip on it. The main carpet, once you get into the carpeted areas, is going to be this. What we'd like to do is not have accents in the two main program rooms. But as you get into the teen room and that area and the children's area, instead of having, as I said, accents or interspersed, basically create an aisle outline with the blue tiles. And then do the same thing in the children's area that goes against the back wall. So in the teen room, it comes from the entry door and into the space just outside the teen program that goes into the, you can go into the gaming room. The teen librarian would get the great part. So there'd be a great deal. And then the children's room, as I said, this would be the blue accent with the gray field. And then we can do, I brought, we're thinking of doing these walls as a blue accent color to pick that up. So as you look across, you look perplexed that I
Sorry?
You look perplexed that I changed.
Oh, no,
the
no,
colors.
no.
It's hard to tell with masks on.
I'm just
Yeah.
picturing, yeah. But I think one of the things that's doing, taking that approach is that whereas if we kind of focus it on specific areas, then we have a little bit more flexibility with bringing some other colors into the area.
And personally, I think when you have a heavily furnished area, such as a stack area, a pattern kind of gets buried. You'll see clips of it here and there, and it just you don't see the overall. So the other thing, the teen room is going to be I am drawing blanks on names tonight. Thank you. Work tiles. This will be carpeted. Similar in the children's room, children's program room, storage areas, mostly utility space, except that in here, this tile is going to continue in. Porcelain tile will continue in the display area. You're going to want a good resilient floor there, resilient being durable. Sorting area, again, is support style. What I'm proposing for the toilet rooms is the 2x2 version of the Trekker Skyline for the floor. Ken and I were talking about it, and going to a smaller tile can allow the pitching of the floor to drain more so than if we do that type of tile.
Yeah, I think you get a better quality floor.
And up on the second. Rooms, we're proposing, I could not get a sample in time, and the renderings that Milliken didn't do it justice. It's difficult to do it.
Computer to computer.
Oh, a real traditional.
The things, Glenn,
In the existing slab. Oh, I hope so.
it's been there for a very long time. I can't imagine that we have a moisture concern in that slab.
Not on that level, no.
It's had chlorine applied to it for a long time.
You get moisture issues on upper floor slabs.
Well, what's the bad thing?
Well, if it's a broad room,
Yeah.
it's just going to be, you know,
Right.
like, call it action back or something.
Yeah.
And it'll be fully here. I mean, we can test the floor just to make sure.
Sure, yeah.
But it just seems as though it's going to be a better fit for that space because you've got all the detail as opposed to going in with a contemporary.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody's going to be happy when they first go in there.
Right.
No,
I agree. I agree. I don't see that.
You had a carpet tile in there before.
Yeah, it looked like branches.
Okay,
And like
okay,
half the
yeah.
year, it sort of mirrored what was outside of the stadium windows.
Yeah.
On the ground.
But this one in particular seems pretty elegant.
That'd be beautiful. I mean, that's,
You know, we
I like the
you've got the
space.
nice borders.
It's a rich color. You know,
Boston is one that had more colors.
That was,
That I like,
that's the
but-
blue one.
this is the blue one there. This is a PDF.
There's red.
Yeah, there was one that was blue and green and red.
Definitely want to see like a real sample.
Yeah, they can get us real samples. In talking with the rep and
It's not touchscreen.
it's not
No, it's
touchscreen
not.
and it's a PDF.
My iPad,
I do it all the time. But in talking with Milliken rep, he checked with the factory. They're looking to see if it's at all possible to do this in a 1 meter by 1 meter tile.
Sure.
They're not quite sure yet. From their first glance, they don't think it's possible. There's nothing that's in their customs program already that allows them to do it. They may be able to do it with a different type of vacuum, but they're still exploring that.
And then the other thing would be to take that and divide the room into 3 segments.
I like
So you have the two, where you've got the pilasters either side of the entryway.
Yeah.
You run the border across the middle of the room. So it's like you have 3 separate
Yeah, I like
carpeted
that.
areas.
Totally.
And we're not dealing with a border that goes around the room, but now you have bookcases or a piece of furniture that sticks out. Borders and patterns are always very, very tricky to work with in a furnished space. They look great when there's no furniture, on a floor plan.
Mhm.
As soon as you put furniture in the different story.
Yeah, I think the floor plan is actually laid out in 3 sections, and we just have peripheral bookshelves with maybe 1 display and 1 self.
And we did something similar, the large print. Orders here, orders here. But we'll need to figure out a means of transition from tile to the Broadland
From
carpet
blank
here.
Yeah.
tile. You're talking carpet tile.
Yeah,
Yeah, yes, I'm sorry, the plant carpet
Yeah.
tile, we'll
Mhm.
need something to break that.
it might be just a matter of flashback to
Yeah.
they're equal. It's a solid border. And you can butt into it with wood. Maybe you end up with a metal strip.
Like them.
Differently on the second. Use the accent carpet as you come up the stairs and in this lobby area, to this corridor space and behind the surf desk. And then once you get here into the actual stack area, I go back to the gray.
What's kind of consistent, I mean, you're using it for people circulation
On both.
down there anyway, so it's the same,
Yeah.
right, same kind of idea, yeah.
What's the material on the stairs?
That far.
Yeah, over there.
It could be, yes, I'm sorry, it could be like,
Glass.
I think, yeah. I think the
But,
block is
then you
nice.
think about cleaning. You get the dust bunnies in the corners. Yeah. Yeah, but people don't clean. But I do like that tile. I'm having a tough time with the colors. It's just like, that's a really nice warm gray, and then that's just cooler, and then the blue. Where would these, are these in the offices?
Those are the
Is that what
private
they're-
offices. Oh, thank you. That's
I'm
the,
just not making them.
Yeah, they have, and they have like the stripe.
Right, yeah, so there will be a, yeah. Ash line.
So this does come in some other
Yeah,
colors.
we looked at them. There's a really cool, like, vibrant green. I had sort of pictured like children's might be blue and teen might be green, like sort of a transition from a paler pastel to a bright, copper or neon color. But the green is on like a brown tan
Yeah.
background, and it was really muddy. And we were thinking, like, the children's room wants an Eastern Woodlands kind of theme.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, brown and green, and then we looked at those the samples, and yeah, it was just not attractive.
Now, is this available in slightly lighter gray?
I'd have to double check.
These look great when you see a field of, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those, a field of those really looks good, the plank is very effective.
I just did.
Yeah.
But it was a warmer gray, and I did a herringbone install.
Well,
Holland Rider, it's not too far from here. We have, I think we've got herringbone and basket.
I've never done the basket weave in that, but we did the herringbone. And when the space was empty, it had a very interesting effect, because as you're looking down, it starts looking like the grass and floor does. But with all the furniture in it, it's fine, But it was it was an interface, it was a warmer gray.
Oh, here.
And, but I'm just because with the tile, that's what's throwing me off too.
There is an ash slate and a slate.
That looks like what we have.
I know, it's so hard to tell. Ooh, there's my water. I mean, I like the pattern. I like the texture on it. It's really nice.
So everything that the children's librarian sent me is all just solids though. Like she just wants bright, solid colors. Again, blues, greens, oranges. That one's pattern.
But see,
That's
that's
like-
very similar to what you have here and what.
And I think it'll play nice against those brighter modern colors too, orange and green. And bright blue.
Yeah. Hi.
It's out on the front porch. We're closed.
So it's in the regular book place where you pick up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come back if you don't see it out there. Thanks.
Are these plans showing the direction you'd run the plank in right now?
Yeah.
So on this one, the whole space is the one with the color in it?
No, it's the
It's
one with
reversed.
it's the one with the gray.
It's
The
that,
it's one of the colors. It's
the
actually
color
very
is
similar
only
down
up
below.
the top.
It's in the certain places. Certain
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah,
circulate.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it.
So for the gray, we're looking for something that's just a bit warmer. Something.
You like it
similar-
like this?
Yeah, I
Something
really
like
like it, yeah. Is this the same, like, can we put that
Yeah.
next to it? Because, I mean,
That's,
that has a lot more lighter gray on it.
that's the same file.
But it's the same.
Oh, it's not the lightness of the darkness, it's the warm.
Hmm.
It's the
I
cool
don't know
down.
whether you can get it.
I don't have a problem with it.
Because when you see that.
I don't
color-
like the light blue.
Yeah, it's
No, no, no,
it's too
I
pale.
like it.
Okay.
I do, I like the
I think
texture a
I like-
lot. I think
Yeah.
it's really nice.
Yeah.
It's not as warm as the other
Well,
tiles.
certainly, if you don't have the blue, you can do anything with the furniture.
Oh, yeah. If we got rid of-
You probably do that.
Yeah, but I like what you're doing with the directional and the accent. I like that. I just.
They have a red and it looks like foresting.
Yeah, oh,
There's
yeah,
green,
it's really
like
scary.
grass peas,
No, I know, and the
yellow,
colors-
mustardy brick.
When I was looking for ours, the accent colors just said have to only did the patterning with the gray, and that's why. Because the colors were kind of horrific.
I
The
think this is,
orange and the bright green that wasn't natural.
I think the pattern and the flanking is really good, and I think this is neutral enough to be able to work with whatever else goes on in the
Yeah.
space. Like, I think if there's something warmer on top of it, it's gonna feel warmer. If there's
Yeah.
something colder on top of it, it's gonna feel colder. Yeah, I guess the other question is, what else are we,
Yeah.
because this is
This is
just the crust,
floor,
right?
So,
No,
you know, you imagine, children's room, you're gonna have end panels.
Yeah.
And, they can be everything from laminate to wood.
What's the notion?
Typically,
Yes,
depending on the height of the shelves, which is all the way down to about this high. So I might do like this section at the top in laminate and do the rest of it wood. So that you've got an opportunity for color.
Yeah, and you could get like chapter books are red and right on the picture books
Right.
are blue and,
Well, you're gonna be a little bit careful because, you will have a sign.
you know.
You're gonna have a sign on it, and typically the sign would have a sliding paper thing. So if you've got a nice color printer, you could print the labels in the color that relates to the type of material, because then you're not locked in. If you try and color code the end panels, I think after a couple of years, everything's going to be depends on that stuff.
Which being the question is, what else are we looking, what else, I mean, there's obviously other materials and other things that are gonna influence what this is. So with this wood, there's paint, there's furniture, so this is a good sort of neutral that has a pattern to it, so it's not just blah. That's actually really nice. I think it's a good base. But then the question is, what else are we looking at for, like, what are we doing for paint? And Ron, you mentioned an accent wall. What are we looking at? When are we gonna be able to look at sort of options for that?
We can talk about the wall paint now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Color show. Can chime in any time.
Well, yeah, one of the things that I was sort of thinking about is the lower level where you've got the front and the entry hallway exposed structure. Where we have the wetlands, or where we should have a. And so, my feeling is the ceiling should be a bit of a backdrop. You know, I don't want it painted white so it pops out. I'd like it to be somewhat muted. And maybe you could color like, you know, like a piece of tone. I mean, it could almost be, you know, something like this color out of the carpet. If you could color not totally dark, not black, you know, but something that just provides a background for the lighting and what have you. And if we go that route, then I would do all the lights in the space. I just treat all the lights white throughout the building. And that kind of simplifies things. I was going back and forth about gray lights, white lights, you know. And unfortunately, some of the pictures we just don't have color choices. So if you did the ceiling like that, that's sort of reflective of what's happening on the floor. And then you've got the vertical surfaces of the wall to either be blank or to be an accent color. And I kind of like the idea of walking into the space and having the wall kind of opposite you, particularly in like the children's room, where that this wall along the back here. Yeah. If that's an accent, then you've got all the shelving in front of it. You know, and it just looks a nice backdrop. And it could be a nice color and
Yes, it does.
you put it on the elevator. You've done it in marker on the elevator.
Which other wall?
Yeah. You see the one?
You know, I've had the pleasure of working with him. I've known him for a few years before that. I still haven't caught on.
It's the accent.
The accent, they always sound serious.
And then what about in the teen room, which wall are you thinking? For accent, or are we not doing?
And in this case, well, you know, an accent wall there, and maybe the window wall on the north side of the room, where we've got all the seating running along that wall. So that way, at least you know, it's warming up the space, especially for the teens. I think they need to have the colors need to be a little bit more sophisticated than what you might use in the children's room.
You see the Newton Library, they did a redo recently of their teen room. And it's red and orange and purple. There's no white wall. It's just awful. Yeah.
Yeah, this
Drive the adults out. It's too loud for them. And kids like it. But
I think the meeting room should be just like one color, even white. I think in that room, because you're gonna be hanging art,
yeah,
doing all different things.
Yeah.
The programming, yeah, I agree.
the children's one.
I agree with having most of these be white walls where you can, like, instead hand art, have displays.
I didn't even do that. I do white.
Yeah.
Not like a soft white or, you know, just white.
Yeah.
Make it really clean and crisp.
It really does brighten up, especially in an entry
Oh, yeah.
area. It really does, having that nice crisp white wall really brightens it up, even in the program and meeting rooms. Those can get kind of dark once you turn off the
And that
lights.
will also set off the flooring too.
Yeah.
Because if you did the walls beige like the floor color, it just becomes beige, you know?
Yeah.
But if you do it in white, then that floor is gonna really stand out.
So, I mean, just any other concepts around how you're using color in the building, on the second floor, in circulation or entrance or anything? I'm just wondering what else, what you guys are thinking about, or is that not a thing and we're doing mostly white? I'm just curious.
Well, the adult library, I think we should look at, there should still be some color in there. I don't think we want it totally white. I mean, the program room is white for a reason.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the other areas need to be inviting, you invite people with color.
Right, yeah, well, I'm not advocating for white, I'm just asking the sort
So-
of basic question. Sure.
But if, you know, if you want to go for like strong colored furniture, let's say, for example, you wanted to go with orange furniture, then that's going to look better against a white wall than it will, you know.
Right, the only difference long term is that once you bought furniture of a color, that's it. Whereas once you painted a wall a color, that's not it. You know, you can change longer term.
Yeah, we have an interesting thing down in Madison Library, just finishing up, where the client asked that there be only 3 colors of door frames. And the door frames needed to match the walls. Well, forget it. You know, because of that, so you don't have 20 cans. Choices. But I wouldn't want to limit what the spaces can be because of a can of paint, but in cooking and storage. So, but really the whole basis for the colors, the toughest thing is the carpet. So getting the floor finishes that we want is the most important, and then you build onto those. So if we've got the traditional carpet in those 2 end areas, the bookends at each end of the building, then the painting in those areas, we've got pilasters in both sides. You know, there can be those nice subtle colors and actually, I think you should probably bring some photographs of projects.
Okay, yes.
Show what can be done with traditional building. Just different shades of color, particularly where you've got trim and pilasters. How you can make that. The other thing we know is that everything as far as doors, the wood material in the building is white maple. So that's white maple. So we have light colored woods, and that again, that helps us when we're dealing with color. More so than if we had like mahogany one of the color schemes or dark brown,
And it's gonna be metal frame or wood frame.
metal frames, metal frames.
So you use things, and, that's.
Yeah, so we make along the end of the specs. For the adult area, we could still do, maybe you want slat wall, we haven't really talked about that.
Yeah.
but Slat wall on part of the end panels, so you can do book display. But again, for the adult, I wouldn't really want to use color on that. I want to keep that very muted and subtle, maybe in the grays or something like that to fire the counter. And that's the warmth with the wood come through. And then the furniture in the adult, you're going to have all the maple furniture. Which again, you can put laminate on the top, or you can put like linoleum or some other surface. Where again, it doesn't have to be a color, but it just adds to the quality feel of the furniture.
You got some furniture in mind?
Kind of. We're just,
Well, we did have a vendor put together a furniture budget, so we have a basis to start on.
yeah, that was Tucker.
Tucker, thank you. I can never remember
So
that.
they're a little closer to you than
Yeah.
to anybody else.
I got a call from someone at KI.
They're all gonna start.
Yeah, they do a lot, they did a lot of the furniture.
And again,
And the conference rooms and everything, that's all JR.
We use some of their furniture down in Madison as well, the other
Yeah.
project I'm doing.
but you know, like Tucker probably handles KI.
Oh, yeah.
Is Tucker a dealer?
They're a library furniture dealer.
Oh.
So we gotta make sure that we can get on, there may be some pieces that we have to get from elsewhere, but they're on the state contract.
Yeah, were you guys gonna ask them to do a refresh of their original proposal, their estimate?
Yeah, yes, I was. Yeah, we talked about that.
Oh, you did. That's a good number right now. Validate that.
The other thing for the bathrooms, toilet rooms is just a white porcelain subway tile for the walls with this accent strip about a third of the way up the wall.
Oops. Yeah, yeah.
Well, sorry, two-thirds
For
up,
you, it might be
A third of the way
a
down.
third of the way down.
Over my head.
Right, so clear any wall mounted or any fixtures, that's always an issue. That goes through the paper towel dispenser.
We coordinate it with these fixtures and the mirrors, and actually, if I remember correctly, it's actually higher up than a third, two-thirds. See, now I'm gonna be tripping over that all night. Maybe it's a quarter of the way down from the ceiling. But it's gonna be high enough that it won't interfere with,
Is above the height of the electric.
probably not. It will probably be interrupted by the toilet partition.
I thought we were having really high toilet partition.
Yeah.
We're not
There's
doing,
supposed to be-
Oh, are you doing the full height? For the position?
Full height, meaning almost all the way, not all the way.
If you go
Oh,
to
yeah.
the stars of the floor,
Right.
it's more like present 4 inches at the
4
bottom,
inches?
at the bottom. And we have to stay below the sprinkler line.
Oh, right, yeah, where we're doing it, we have to have a sprinkler installed.
But after that, you can just have a run, right?
Well, Well, then you need a drainage room.
How about countertops, cabinets, what are window sills?
Yeah, what are the ones that so?
Those are
They
solid
might
surface.
be Corian.
Yeah.
I think they're Corian.
Casework again would be the maple.
Again, would be some kind of, engineered stone.
Right. Engineered stone top. Now, if there are back of house areas where you'd rather have a solid surface or a laminate for cost saving, that's, definitely a possibility, but the main public areas are going to be the engineered stone.
Yeah, well, the back of the house is always good. It's say, oh, you're not gonna get much.
Okay.
It might be. I'm trying to remember because we were cutting costs out of the project.
Have you have the quartz tile?
Well, I do. I have them in my car. Bring them in.
So at some point, we're gonna see all this stuff together, right?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Any interior renderings or axons that show the, feature wall versus something else?
I think the purpose of the area is on specific,
Beth,
Yeah.
It's
I don't
rendered.
know if you can hear me.
Yeah.
If we're concerned about money and trying to save money, is the bathroom one place where we could save and just have the white subway tile and not? I couldn't hear a whole lot, but it seems like there's going to be
An accent.
extra,
Yeah.
right? I mean, just,
Yeah.
I have no idea how much that's going to cost extra, but if we're looking at coming close to our money,
Yeah, like the masonry's been bid, so,
So it was part of the big thing.
yeah, it's part of the basement. I'm thinking more in terms of maybe we'll buy less chairs to open with. And we'll
Okay.
be adding chairs for 2 years as we have time to make capital requests to the campaign or the town. And I think that will satisfy Mass Board.
It's sort of, as long as we're staying, I mean, a lot of this stuff has already been bought out, just the specifics, the particulars of colors and patterns haven't been been selected. So we're sort of staying within something we have to stay within a range of what's already been bought. It's when we start changing some of that stuff or upgrading that's gonna get that. So everything that we're looking at should be within what our budget already is.
Like we hadn't planned to do marble in the staff room for the counter, or even Corian originally. Right, right.
Right.
I think
parentheses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. So one and two are the 9102 and 9129 are the field and a check pattern. Okay, so in note A, it says quartz 1 and quartz 2, which are the 9102 and the 9129 furniture pattern. So that is in.
Is that new digital file check?
So that's in
In the sorting.
sorting room. Then in this room, you have that added in.
So I don't know how big the color is here, but this grayish and that yellow. Oh, and then there's green and a blue gray.
And what's it for?
Yeah.
What's this tile for?
So this is bathrooms, sorting room, utility type spaces,
On the
quartz
floor?
tile. Yeah, quartz tile for the floor.
Okay.
We're gonna do that, we're gonna do a really nice pattern.
You can see that.
It seems like it's not that.
That's the.
So I don't do any kids stuff. I'm just not even comment on that color for the lower.
I am jumping off. FYI.
In a bit.
So is that the accent you're intending on doing up here then?
Yes.
Especially next to this really rich thing, rich carpet you have here. So you have, I like the grays a lot, you know, and the pattern. So I don't know. Is the other gray is much more dark charcoal gray? Like then if you did like black coming up the stairs and with the dark charcoal and then the lighter there and then I don't know if that would transition better.
Because there is a darker gray.
Like maybe that, then I think on the adult floor, I think that color up there, I'm just having a. Yeah, I mean, I can't tell, but, you know. You see what I'm saying about up there,
Mhm.
whatever floor.
Yes, it's something.
Because I'm not ultimately like.
You know, yeah, that's.
Which one?
When you come up the staircase, one of the things I really wanted the aisle to bring. The original.
Yes, and it's cut off now, Yeah.
Cut it off.
yeah.
So whatever I'd like to see whatever we do in the hallway, continue right over there.
Well, even that, or because you have a, just, you an entire field, and then you're gonna butt up against
aisle space, depending on how wide those aisles are, you could perpendicular to the direction of travel.
So
And then
you
everything
could
else
just do
is.
it, manage it all in patterns for one color.
So this whole band right through here
Yeah.
is, would be.
Well, that's
would be
like,
dark
that's the
purple.
causeway, that, you know, because we're underneath that skylight and there's. Along there.
Right. So if from here over. This is. Darker.
Well, or it's a difference in pattern. Like, at that point, run it perpendicular to the stairs, or to your path of travel. To kind of define it that way.
But it would be. That's right.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't need, we don't really need an accent color up here.
No, I don't think you need an accent color up there. I mean, I don't think you do. I think that's part of it. I'm looking at the colors, I'm like, oh, but it's pink. And yeah, okay, I don't know as much stuff. I'm doing office stuff, I'm doing grown-up stuff, you know.
I'm okay with having accent furniture and accent walls.
Well, of course, there'll be color brought in with the fabric that's selected, all those
I
things.
think it's nice about these planks again. They're pretty pretty. They're down there and they're running.
The texture looks so nice,
It's really
and
very
there's
nice.
so much variation, like there could be 6 different tiles in that colorway, like you don't, or infinite, however they make them, right? So they're all different and the texture really, and the color variation is quite strong. And I like that, you know, it gives a lot of, will have some nice texture on the floor.
No, those are all good
Because
ideas.
I just like it, this up against the traditional broad room.
Yeah.
Problematic.
No,
But I'm following.
So, now, the quartz colors, are those colors okay with everyone? Or do,
I don't like the spring green.
which is the spring green?
But, you know.
The one with the asterisk on
Yeah.
It was this, and this, and oh, and that.
it? And then that one too.
Yeah,
So we can swap those two out. We can go from this, this.
yeah.
Yeah, but if it feels like you want to do it,
well, I think we need that. Which is
I
there.
actually, well, like I like these three.
That will show gray, I'm not too thrilled.
But I guess it's going to depend on what the pattern, you know, we need to kind of see what the pattern looks like. I don't know, but it's hard to see.
What, I think we could do that. We could probably do
Do a quick floor plan rendering, you know?
I also wanted to get some larger samples. But
Yeah, that always makes a big difference too.
Yeah. What's everyone's schedule like for next, either Wednesday or Thursday night?
So I work every other, so next week I'm not here Monday, Wednesday.
Thursday night. So I'd say, why don't we get together again Thursday night? And we'll go through the plan changes.
That's a tough one. My wife's birthday.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad you have it in your
All right.
calendar so you don't forget.
The following
Very good.
Monday, the 10th.
Beth, I didn't hear, when did he say?
6th. So I think building committee is the 3rd. And then the
So-
following Monday would be good for me for interiors.
So it's gonna follow the regular meeting?
No, alternate.
So the third, which is this coming Monday, is the building committee.
Yeah.
And the following Monday, the 10th, we'll do another interior finishing.
So I can't hear, so the 10th,
The 10th.
next meeting, at what
Yeah.
time?
It's
Right.
a little, it's just hard because
Yeah.
I can't do it, yeah, because I work until 4 or 5 every day now anyway.
Yeah. Is 5:30 okay? Or
Yeah, no, 5:30
Alright.
is fine.
5:30 on the 10th.
Great, thank you.
Building committee is 4:30 on the 3rd.
Right,
And the 31st.
Yeah, that-
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll have to.
Yeah, we just need revise then.
Well, not for next week. At next meeting,
Yeah,
we'll just-
gotcha.
I'll be there. Right, so we're gonna do 5:30 on the 10th.
I'll send out an invitation. Do you need to do you need to send it out because it's a public meeting?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll send it to John and he'll get us.
What do you have
They've given us submittals for everything.
Wow.
We're way ahead.
Wow. Hold on.
Just we haven't too much final.
Yeah.
There are some churches that they've been pushing for that. Okay.
Hey, what are you gonna do for the walls in the bathroom? When you end up we're gonna just clear coat instead of a base tile or what do what you're doing?
I believe that the drawing details show sort of ceramic.
Oh, okay.
Double check.
No, I was just curious. Yeah.
Well, that's right. That's what I was thinking. I want to see what's available with
Yeah.
this, or if it's a wall file that comes down and forms the code. Is there a
We've done
difference
the
in
straight,
thickness?
we've done the straight and then have that little metal shooter. Oh, nice. Yeah. That looks good.
Yeah, I think they are.
Mhm.
So, I like the sheet trim.
Yeah.
It's a really nice, clean detail. Okay.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, I'm leaving. Yeah.
No, that's why we have committees. It would help me if I took it back so that I have it to work with over the next week. Because I'll be needing to come back with more paint colors and a few different things. Okay.
Oh, yeah, all right.
I move to adjourn.
We move to adjourn.
6:45.
Okay. Is anyone still up on leaving? I
I don't think so. We're recording.
Okay. Okay, oh, a second, yeah, we're all done.
Great, all right, thank you, everyone. Good, nice.
Yes. So.
See you, Beth.
Bye, John. Thanks for hopping on. Bye.
Bye.
Thing that we do right